Here it is. We're on episode 30.
Whoa!
How did we make it so far?
That's far
That's
too
like-
many. We should
that was
slow the
years-
pace. That's
Yeah,
far too
that-
many.
If that was years, we'd be really old by now.
Well,
So,
we are. What day is it, Matt?
It's Good Friday, or if you're listening today, that's it's Good Friday. If you listen on another day, it's probably, I don't know, Shit Wednesday.
Hey!
Or something. But no, this is a special episode for Good Friday. It's not a normal episode. Today, we interviewed Devil Sold His Soul about their new album Lost that comes out on April 9th on Nuclear Blast.
If you don't know what Devil Sold His Soul sound like,
Here it is!
and there it was.
There it was, indeed.
The
Great stuff.
interview is split
Check that
into
out.
two sections. Section
What
number one.
sections?
Section
One
number one.
section.
Just a bit of a chin wag, just a bit of a chat
Yeah.
with
Little
Ed,
chat.
Ed and Paul from Devil Sold His Soul, the
We had a
dual,
good chat.
the dual vocalists. They're dual wielding on vocals. And then section two is the now very, very famous because of the one time we've done it officially
we've done
with
it
People
twice.
Slicer.
We've
Yeah,
done
but
it twice.
with Juan Bond, it wasn't called that. It was just like the dice
was
bit,
it?
wasn't
It didn't have a name
Now
yet,
it's branded.
so- yeah,
Now it's branded.
Branded.
So the second part of the interview is called Dissection.
Dissection.
Because
And we have a
it's
jingle as
the
well
section
for
with
it.
the die.
So if you...
So yeah, we'll do the first bit of a chinwag, lovely ha 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 bit, and then we'll play a little jingle, and then we'll go into dissection, which is the sort of
Dissection, which everyone's
gamified
gonna
bit.
wait for, gonna stay for.
Everyone's going
This
to
is-
hang around for
It's
it.
the best part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Stay for that.
Of course.
Si, have you got any admin?
I've got limited admin this week.
Yes.
No playlist because we spoke to Devil Sold His Soul. We didn't mention loads of bands, so no playlist. But listen to Devil Sold His Soul. That's our recommendation. We are on YouTube still. Go and subscribe on there. We're going to put some
There's a hot sauce
exclusive
video.
YouTube content out at some point, apart from the hot
Yeah.
sauce video we've already put out. And then send us a message, ask us a question, ask us to do something. We can shout stuff out, send us your band, whatever. Go
So you
to
could DM us. You could DM us at Instagram at megatemetalpod, or you can email us at megatemetal@gmail.com.
You just made my job about 30% easier.
Oh, yeah. I usually make it harder.
Yeah, you do actually. It's a big difference actually. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow, subscribe, like. Most importantly, please tell a friend. That's how things spread. Word of
Tell a
mouth.
friend. Leastly but not lastly, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. I think that's probably all the admin. So I reckon
Should we go to the theme song?
let's do the theme song.
Here's Brutality with Megatame Metal theme song. Here it is.
Put up your feet, put on the ghetto. What's the Grand Prix? Who's Sebastian Vettel? On metal. Other podcasts suck, so you have to settle for
Hey! We're back. It's
Devil Sold
episode
His Soul.
episode
Episode
30.
30.
Good Friday. Good
Woohoo!
Friday.
What a good Friday.
Yeah.
We're joined
Guys.
by Ed and Paul from Devil Sold His Soul.
Hello. How we
Guys,
doing?
do you want to say hello?
Hey, I'm Ed. I sing in Devil's Soul Soul.
Hey, I'm Paul. I sing in Devil Sold His Soul too.
Both
That
sing.
That was easy.
Christ.
Two singers.
Yeah. Double power.
What's that all about?
That's
so-
new, isn't it? That's quite new.
Yeah, for us it is, yeah.
So you guys have a brand new album coming out soon. In fact, it will be out on the day that this goes out, 9th of
Oh,
April.
nice.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
cool.
Oh
man.
no, that's a lie. It's going out.
No.
Sorry, no, it's
The
going
week-
out in 2
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
It'll be out in a week.
A week.
That's
a
cool.
whole
Even
week.
better.
Hey!
Even better.
Imagine that.
This is to get people psyched for the release.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
this is the
Week,
hype.
week of
This is
psych.
the main hype. Could you tell us a bit about the album, a bit about what it's about? It's got some pretty serious and dark subject matter. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, so we had some pretty a rough ride during that sort of 3-4 years we were writing this record. Drummer lost his mum pretty surprisingly, we know that she wasn't ill for a long time. It was just a bit sudden, and kind of started really the process around this record. And we were looking for themes, etc. But it kind of that sort of led up to us. So there's a lot of people in the band had gone through some tough times, and we just wanted to draw on those things that we felt more personal. Not to bum anyone out at all listening to this, but it's kind of one of those things. Life has those sorts of ups and downs, and you're either going to write about the happy times, you're going to write about the sad times. There's no real in between when it comes to tracks. So for us, it was the thing that we needed to get off our chests. It was the most real thing we could write about.
Yeah, and the band is all just about letting rip and catharsis. So in terms of that, it was the only thing it could really be about was that stuff, I think.
Nice. And you wrote it over the last 4 years, you said?
Roughly, yeah, so 3 to 4 years. I mean, it's been like, yeah. So, say 3 years. We'll say 3 years. And it's actually quite quick when it started, when we got our process going. So we hadn't written together before, Ed and I. So it's kind of a case of we had to get that sorted out, and we were writing quite independently to start with, and that kind of wasn't working really that well. So we just got ourselves into the room and started doing it, and it absolutely flew from that point onwards.
I mean, ironically, the exact same thing musically happened as it did vocally. So we tried to sort of write stuff a bit more remotely from each other, and it wasn't really going anywhere. Like we maybe had a couple of songs after about maybe, I don't know, it was like 6 months or something, and then we were just like, let's just start blocking out practice room space. We'll spend all of our weekends in a practice room, and we'll stay in Reading, because we're all the way like from the west to the east of England. Yeah. So I'm in like south of Bristol, Paul's up near Cheltenham, Johnny's in Malmesbury, and then the other guys like Lex is it still High Wycombe he's in? Rick's in Fulham, and Joseph's in Essex. So it's like we span like. So getting together is a massive pain in the ass. Is what I'm basically trying to get on there.
So when you guys started, were you all in the same place when the band originated? Is that how you got?
No. We've always been spread out. So I've always been in the southwest. Johnny's been in the southwest. When we started, I suppose it was most of the band were in London. So Rick, Paul, Tom. I know it was half and half. Rick, Paul, and Tom were in London. Me, Johnny, and Ian were in the southwest. So we were basically on the far reaches of what we are now. Everyone's now just dotted in between. But we're
as far away as possible from
just to make it awkward.
In that sense, it's always been a case of like you have to be really organised and you have to be like plan ahead for what you want to do. Otherwise, it's impossible. But yeah, it's always been like that. So yeah, as soon as we got into practice room, we started spending weekends in Reading. We'd stay over in like a travel lodge, and just stuff started moving. And the exact same thing happened with the vocals, in that tried to start remotely, wasn't really working for either of us, and then we just got in a room together. We blocked out like a few months worth of weekends where we were just going to get together and work on songs and hang out. And as soon as we got it's stupid, it's so obvious but as soon as we got in a room together, it was like, oh yeah, this works. We're getting progress made.
Is this the first time sort of you guys have written together then?
Yeah, Ed and I is we had to really get that process sorted out. So I guess we kind of I think when it came to actually writing melodies and screen patterns, etc., that was fairly straightforward. Lyrics were a bit harder. It's just such a difficult thing, quite a personal thing to write lyrics as a duo. So that was a tougher one, but we found a way. So it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've never worked with another vocalist. I've never done this kind of collaboration before, so that was like completely new for me. But Paul's just such a easy person to work with and just get on with as a person. I think that's why we get on off the bat anyway.
You came back for the anniversary of Fragile Hope, and you just sort of stayed around.
Around. I'm going to get rid of him.
Was that you were just like, you just got on really well, and you just thought, fuck it, let's give it a go?
Yeah, I mean, the guys just kept that, like, we kind of turned the year into sort of a bit of a Fragile Hope celebration, because they just kept asking, do you want to come along this one? Do you want to come along to this one? Because I thought it was just like that was the plan, was just to do those 4 shows and then just go back to how things were. But we had such a fun time, I suppose. And I remember a year later we were in Japan and we'd finished our last show, and I just turned to Rick, and a few of us in the room was like, "Am I in the band?" And said, "Yeah, of course you are." Oh, cool. So There was never even a
Nice.
conversation about it. Really, it was so casual.
Yeah, same as our guy who plays samples isn't in the band really anymore, and we haven't had that discussion either. So it's
Well,
kind
he's
of
just not. He's just not in the band anymore.
It's
he
just,
just sort of
he moved to
floated
Australia.
away.
He moved to Australia, so he's
Okay.
we didn't go, oh, he's gone. We'll see you later, mate. We just lost contact. So we kind of just started writing the album. And that's just it's been,
Just
so,
without
He's going to be really
samples for this
surprised
one.
when it comes out.
he might
Like,
be.
I thought it was in the.
He might be, but no, he just hasn't read WhatsApp for about a year. So
Oh, right.
I hope he's
time zone.
alive. I hope he's still alive.
I'm
But,
sure he is.
yeah,
Another loss.
yeah.
Appropriate. So, did you guys do some of the recording in COVID, or had you already recorded stuff prior to that? How did
Vocals.
that situation work? But
'Cause
not in a room together, presumably.
No, well, no,
Oh,
but
no.
in the same building, but not in the
Don't
same
worry,
room.
Boris isn't listening. It's fine.
Basically, we were due to start recording the vocals kind of March, I think,
Yeah.
or maybe a little bit after March. We were basically Paul and I were on the route to just practicing. We were getting in a studio together and just had the album instrumental. We were blasting it. We just sing the songs basically, and just get them really deep in our heads, the lyrics, so we don't have to think about it, and just get ourselves good at singing again. Because, I mean, the thing about being a band that doesn't like have the time, doesn't tour that much, and also because although we didn't have any reason to be playing like a ton of shows, being a vocalist in this sort of band is quite tough work. So we needed to make sure that we had time to actually practice and get semi-decent at what we wanted to do.
Feel natural doing the songs because I know when I've gone into the studio before, done a couple of tracks with people back in the last EP, I kind of went in after just writing them and going to record, and I just didn't feel very natural. So
Yeah.
I've come back and re-recorded stuff in the past because the flow's not been there, and it's so important to have that like confidence in what you're singing. And whereas if you've just written it and put it down, you kind of just put notes down. So we needed to get ourselves in position for that.
Yeah, and you also don't want to be thinking about singing, really. You don't want to have to be thinking about it from a technical perspective and how well things are working for you. You just want to go in and start singing. You don't want to think about it. So you really need to put the groundwork in to actually be like not completely shit at it.
Have you done so? If this is already before the first lockdown, have you?
Oh yeah, so going back quickly, basically what happened was Paul, the first week of March, Paul started like putting down some sort of preliminary bits and pieces, and I was on holiday in Austria on a like snowboarding, and the town I was in got quarantined while I was there, and basically I was there with my wife, my brother and sister-in-law, and a group of their friends.
And then you brought it back to the UK.
Yeah, basically
And everyone
Okay.
died.
Patient zero. Okay. Maybe Boris should listen to this.
Well, to be fair, it's his fault that if like no one, but basically Austria were like, get the hell out of our country, like all of the tourists. and the UK knew that these people were coming back from a quarantine town, didn't do anything about it. But yeah, basically all like probably about half of us had COVID basically, which knocked me on my ass vocally. So again, then you had to start sort of building up, and we were in a lockdown. We weren't supposed to be doing stuff.
Yeah.
But then there was a point where it's like they were basically quite vocal about you can go to work and you can socialize outside and stuff. So we were just like, right, let's.
Yeah, we used like sort of point in the sand as if you can buy equity in H&M, you can record vocals in a practice studio away from each other. So that's kind of what we did. That was our gauge because it wasn't just about like, oh, could we do it? Yeah, we can because we're a business and you're allowed to keep working if you can't work from home, etc. At the same time, friends of our family and stuff were like, nah, I don't feel comfortable with you going out.
Right. Yeah.
You bent the rules. That's okay. You bent the rules. That's fine.
We stuck to the rules, Si. We stuck to the rules.
I think you're fine. If you look at the rules, we were exactly.
Oh, trigger.
You were so triggered, yeah.
You were going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
You were just in a confined space screaming at each other. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So we had Johnny was in the control room, one of us was in the live room, and the other one was stood in the hall the whole time, and we had separate pop shields and stuff. So we tried our best, but
Yeah.
it was just getting to a point where we just needed to get moving on it, and we were sensible, I think.
Sorry. We've all
Yeah.
broke some rules. I had a comedy gig on my balcony, so Yeah, we've all broken a few rules.
My neighbours just over, like, I can see into, like, because our houses are back to back, they've just had people in their house the whole time. And it's like really frustrating. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like,
same as our neighbours.
You should have shopped them. You should have.
Yeah,
Call the
they're
cops.
good. They're good people. We're just like,
Paul is many things, but he's not a grass.
nah, no.
Snitches.
I'm
stitches,
many
etc.
things. Yeah. Especially in the Cotswolds. In the Cotswolds,
Yeah,
you don't get
Cotswolds.
you get stabbed with a pair
Pitchfork.
of gardening shears.
Yeah.
That's how it works up here. Those things are
Having a good-
dirty, covered in grass stains. Oh, all the disease. Anyway, that's my
So you're now on Nuclear Blast. Congratulations.
very much.
That's
So-
a
Thank you.
huge label.
yeah, it's massive
Um,
for us.
How did that come about? Because it's been obviously, Paul, you've done an EP and some singles with the band, but since the last full album, it's been what, 9 years ish?
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
So how did the Nuclear Blast thing come about?
So because we had the masters ready after we finished recording it, you would do this. That's the pattern that goes in. We didn't have a label, so we finished our deal with Basic for the last record, and we love Basic, 100%, and we did put it to them, but we said this is what we needed, and put it to a load of other labels. Fortunately, the record label manager and owner, CEO, etc. of Basic is Nathan Barney-Phillips, who's an absolute god in the music industry, a legend. He is also senior A&R at Nuclear Blast. So
That's cool.
as much as Basic couldn't offer us what we needed to do in terms of support for the videos, etc., that we needed, and kind of a campaign for the size we wanted it. It's a big record for us.
Worldwide kind of.
Yeah.
And
They're
promotion.
an excellent label, but we just had kind of bigger plans for this record. He was like, I think to be fair, it's probably quite insulting for us to say that we wanted that and not to go through Basic, but he knew the record was good and he wanted to work with us. He's a good friend, and we wanted to work with him more importantly because he cares about the record more than anyone I know. So we were like, we got offered another deal by another label that was really good as well, but we wanted to work with him. And Nuclear Blast, it's freaking amazing. Obviously, like, it's a huge label.
Huge,
There's-
absolutely.
and they have treated us so well since we joined.
I mean, we're obviously like small, like tiny fish in a massive ocean at Nuclear Blast. Realistically, when you put us against the other artists and stuff, and they've never once treated us like that. They've always given us like crazy respect. They've always looked after us. They've had our backs on some pretty unfun situations recently where we've had some problems pressing the vinyl, and it came back and it was all warped and not on straight and stuff, and it just sounded dreadful. And we had to push to get the vinyl repressed, but they were fighting our corner the whole time. They weren't
cool.
like, no,
Yeah.
you guys have to deal with this. Which
Considering vinyl takes like 3 to 4 months, maybe more at the moment because of like the way the world is. 2 weeks turnaround. We were actually managing to get it out to people on time, which is
and Paul and I tomorrow are in a warehouse repackaging 1,000 vinyl.
Oh wow, there you go. So if you buy the vinyl, it might have been touched by
it's
Ed
been-
and or
Absolutely
Paul.
been touched by
we're going to lick it. We're going to rub our balls in it. I mean,
Oh great! So get ready to
Right.
send your vinyls back.
yeah.
Ed had COVID last year. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably worn off.
That's the
Don't worry
least of
about it.
people's worries.
It's good to see that they seem to be really like behind it and pushing it and stuff, and that's really good to see with you guys.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like
Yeah.
we've got our own team. Like they've dedicated like a team of people to us, and they're all
That's amazing.
phenomenal. Yeah, they've all just worked really hard, talk to us like normal people, and give us like just treat us with respect. They're never talking down to us and telling us like shaking their fingers at us or anything. But
They're little
Thank you for that
bands.
for the listener. For the listener, Ed
Yeah.
was shaking his finger.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
They've had some really good.
They can't see us.
They've had some really good new signings as well.
Yeah.
Just this year,
I
But
Mole
it's-
Conjuro.
They're
Conjuring Mole
changing
and stuff.
Yeah.
changing their way a little bit in some ways because I think they realise that if you just stick with the same setup that they've had for like
Yeah.
years and years and years, it probably isn't going to last forever. Because metal's
Yeah.
changing over the years, and they want to bring in a new era of fan base, etc. They've got to diversify it a little bit.
I mean, Mel's a broad church, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
they're just bringing in good bands. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they've really stepped up as well. So yeah, it's good to see you guys on it.
Yeah,
Good
but
man.
also
brilliant.
Leo, who we speak to,
Leah's wicked. Yeah.
yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Like we are a up and coming podcast, and we were like, hey, can we get early access to albums so we can review them? And she was like, yeah, why not? I was like, this is the best thing ever. Obviously, we would never do anything like leak them or anything.
No,
obviously.
no, of course not.
But they were so nice about it. Like, nobody's really.
Yeah,
But she's been amazing. So shout out to Leo if you're listening. Probably not. But
Yeah.
if you are, shout out to you.
She's legit awesome. Like, and she, if people do leak it, and they have done some other albums, they get struck off big time.
Oh
Trust
yeah, I
me.
can imagine.
But they're really good. Obviously, they've got different territories where are more risky for that sort of stuff. UK aren't
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
for that at all.
Yeah.
But certain
Sneaky
other parts
Russians.
as well.
No,
Pretty
no,
much.
no, I
Yeah. I
kidding.
mean,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah. 100%. No.
Sorry to our one Russian listener. Sorry
That's
about
where it
that.
is.
Please keep listening.
I don't think it's inherently the Russians are sneaky, but
No.
they are the ones that are doing the leaking, unfortunately.
Oh, is that true? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
we've
using
had-
Russian IPs.
Yeah, exactly. Misinformation everywhere.
So, are you looking forward to playing these songs live?
I think so. I'm a bit nervous about it in some ways because, not because they're difficult to play, because I think we've written them so that they're fun to play.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, you've got some pretty high notes in there, to be fair. But more the case, I don't know what it's going to be like getting on stage again after so long.
Yeah.
2 years since we last played.
Scary.
Have you got-
fucking super.
Have you got anything booked or?
We're looking at
nothing in
it.
the-
Looking for April next year for a headline tour UK.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
so saturated at the moment. That's the problem. Like all of the shows have been sort of
Shifted.
moved along.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if some of the international bands can't come over to some festivals if they happen, or tours in UK, that we might get an opportunity to jump on something later in the year. But we'll see. We're willing to take anyone else's negative time as a positive for us and jump on this
Yeah, you
tour.
fill those gaps.
Yeah, bring it on.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so strange because it's like, and then this isn't anything that's specific to us. This is Eddie out band that's putting out a record at the moment. It's just not like any other time doing it because it's like you put a record out and then you do nothing. It's so weird.
Yeah, it must
It
be.
feels like such an anticlimax.
There must be no momentum. Like you feel like the momentum is all about the sort of gigging. And
Yeah, well, you literally that's usually the kickoff of your campaign, but it's almost like
yeah,
what happens after this. I don't know.
I've definitely paid more attention to full albums this year than I have for a few years.
Cool.
When stuff I'm keeping an eye out for anything and just listening to the whole thing. And a few years ago, I was just I'd be like, I like what I like.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
But find new bands at festivals and stuff. Usually you'd find bands supporting others or at festivals. But this year I've been very much into finding
algorithms.
new albums.
Finding
Yeah.
new bands.
All the algorithms have worked out. But
I've got a fun question for you.
no way.
It's not. I don't know why I said that because it's not fun. But the album cover, album cover. Where is it? Is it
Oh, that's
Iceland?
so fun. It's such
It
a
is
fun.
fun, right?
It's Reading. It's actually in Reading. It's,
That's not Reading.
Yeah, it is. It's
What
just
mountain
behind,
range in Reading?
It's just behind a co-op in Reading. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah, it's,
That is the co-op in the front.
yeah, it
The
is,
very
right.
first co-op,
It's behind like a massive dumpster. That's why no one sees it.
and it's very, very small.
And it's on fire. And it's on fire. The dumpster is on fire, so there's a big cloud of smoke covering it. No,
Good,
it's like
I didn't actually want to know the real answer, so it's fine.
It's in Iceland.
Yes,
Rick,
nailed it.
our guitarist, took it while he was on a trip over there.
in the Iceland store in Reading. Yeah, absolutely. It's,
It's just, they have this really beautiful picture on the wall in Iceland.
I presume it was in the Frozen section.
yeah, it's in it's inside the actual.
Did he go, guys? I've got an idea for the album cover, and you went, yeah, okay. But you had to go with it because it was his picture.
I think we kind of convinced him that it was the right thing to do.
Fair
Also, yeah, because we were like, we were thinking about what to do. We thought, let's maybe do some photography this time. We haven't done it before. And then, yeah, we was like, dude, your photos from that trip were wicked.
It is cool. I like it because it's in keeping with the theme. I guess it's
Yeah,
fairly
it feels-
bleak.
Absolutely,
It's got
it's
that
like
sort of bleakness about it.
all about kind of loneliness, bleakness, but beauty at the same time. So it just,
Yeah,
like Paul was
No, it
probably
works.
about to say before I spoke over him, was
I
that
think I did too. sorry.
basically like we've always gone down a sort of more illustrative, like artistic route
Yeah,
artwork in the past, and we were just discussing it for quite a while, and someone suggested, well, why don't we try something a bit different because we haven't done it before? Like, not that it's anything new, but why don't we try more for the photographic thing?
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's quite cool. And then someone just said, hey Rick, you took some nice photos. We hadn't seen this one specifically because he hadn't put it up, but he said, oh, you took some nice photos recently. And he just sent us a bunch of photos, and everyone just looked at him and went, that's it. It was
That's the
really
one.
like a really simple decision.
Great.
Yeah.
Is there more of from that trip in the booklet, or just
Yeah,
that one?
yeah, it's really, really like, nice.
Someone's on me, haven't they?
It's like a big photo
Oh.
album. It's basically Rick's holiday.
It's like, I mean,
Public snaps.
it's kind of
him and
like
the
more
missus.
That's really nice.
Oh, that's
yeah.
lovely.
yeah,
that's
it's,
really cool.
It's
Oh, here we go.
He decided that vinyl's insane.
Ed's left.
Yeah, he's gone.
Ed's gone to bring in a massive poster from the.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
Come on.
upscale it every time. So next time, I've actually painted the side of my house with it. So it's gonna take it outside and show you.
So whilst Paul, whilst Ed's gone, this is a good time to ask. So Ed left at some point. Left
He did,
the band. You arrived.
I did.
He's bought the album back. He's bought the vinyl.
Paul's got
Oh,
this
look at
vinyl.
that.
Oh yeah, it's
Ooh.
down there.
Oh yeah, it's just behind him. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it's
that's
better,
awesome.
bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
That's
really
massive.
cool.
Oh, it's-
Oh, it's glossy. Lovely
Yeah,
gloss
yeah.
on that.
And on the
Got
front.
like a
Really
spot,
nice.
spot UV text on it, so it glistens
Ooh.
on certain
Wow.
angles. Very classy.
fancy. No wonder they fucked it up the first time.
Yeah,
Sounds quite
yeah.
difficult to do.
It's just honestly the vinyl like that they sent through was just a joke.
Was it really bad?
Yeah.
So don't Metal Blade have their own like people who do all their
No.
vinyls, or is that not how it works?
Well, Nuclear Blast they used a couple of plants around the world that they in
Not,
particular.
yeah, Nuclear Blast, not Metal Blade. Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of glossed over
Sorry
that
about
one.
that. No, but I'm asking about Metal Blade, not Nuclear Blast. That wasn't the question.
Okay. Well, Metal Blade. I think Metal Blade
Metal
actually
Blade.
like. Yeah.
No,
So
Nuclear
it's just-
Blast. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Nuclear Blast they use a couple of plants specifically. The one that they use, I'm not going to name them because I don't want to say actually have turned it around and sort of repressed it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, they just it's a manual press to do the effects that they did on the first one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and it's just basically it's a bit of an excuse. I think it's just pure quality.
QC
quality
issues,
control.
I would say,
Yeah.
personally. But
Because we've had loads of effect stuff in the past. It's been fine.
It's been okay.
All these
Yeah.
are warps, and then some of them have like, distorted like, grating noises on them.
Okay.
So it's just like
and the picture was just waving constantly. It was just like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
yeah.
Although
So
you could probably did you keep some?
we are keeping all
'Cause they're-
1,000 vinyls.
There will be some super fans who would that
Yeah,
be
I
like a great
know.
bootleg in the future.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We people have asked us if we can
Nice.
send them with the other ones, but the problem is,
Is that it there? Is that the good or
Yeah,
the bad
it's-
version?
no,
So
it's a
that's-
bad one.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I've got the good ones
The
here.
colour's lovely.
Yeah, it's
sort
nice.
of a wavy sort of. Don't have that anymore.
It's exactly the same color, but it's a flat color now.
Oh, what?
Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn it
The
around.
waves.
What about the waves? The lovely waves.
Yeah, it's honestly, it is very disappointing. But like for us
Yeah,
personally, but I mean,
Yeah, of course.
it still looks really cool. It's like a light blue.
Yeah.
And it,
Well, I should have gone to Metal Blade. I hear their place is really good at printing.
I heard what they do is they basically take all their recycling, their plastic recycling, they just melt it in the oven and then just go around with a big stamp of it and making vinyls that way. And it just looks amazing and sounds great. That's Metal Blade. That's
Good
a
old Metal
scummy
Blade.
label that isn't Nuclear Blast.
Chill out,
so,
Paul.
bloody hell.
A really good
Made a
label.
mistake,
I'm
Paul.
joking.
Everyone makes mistakes,
I'm
Paul.
joking. Not a rival.
We've got a couple more questions in this section. Two of the burning questions, I think, on all the listeners' ears.
Every
And
listener.
definitely questions you've never been asked before, I think. So two questions. Ed, why did you leave? Paul, why did you join?
Good point. I shouldn't have bothered.
In a good way.
Circumstance, like I basically needed to start thinking about how to make myself financially secure for like the
Fair.
future, basically. initially when we had the conversation, it wasn't about. I never went in to say that I needed to leave. I just went in to talk about how could we maybe change our our plan to make it work so that we can all kind of be a bit more secure and think about the future a bit more in terms of.
Is that why you got rid of the sample guy?
He decided to go on his own.
Fair enough.
That is a tricky one actually, because we haven't actually discussed it much. And anyway, Ed,
sorry, I interrupted you. That was bad of me. I apologise.
Sorry, that's literally it. It was just about that, and a bunch of us were on sort of different just perspectives of it.
Yeah,
and something I had to give. So I suppose I was the giving point.
Got you.
But yeah, it was never a case of not wanting to do it. It was quite heartbreaking actually at the time.
And you were obviously, as the only vocalist at the time, you were an incredibly essential member of the band. Did they instantly decide they wanted to carry on with someone else, or was there like a period of not really knowing what to do?
One person who will remain unnamed, I suppose you could probably by deduction work out who this is, said what I won't go to. No, I shouldn't.
Sample guy again.
Basically,
you deported him.
I was given an all or nothing ultimatum. That's basically.
Oh wow! Okay, fair enough. Oh wow! But nothing meaning no more band at all.
Yeah, for me.
What do you mean by nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. You had to decide you're either in it for the long haul or you're not in it at all. Got you.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
With the proviso that the rest of the band would find someone else to replace you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Which obviously wasn't like really. I don't think it hadn't really like sunk in a lot with everybody.
Yeah.
I think everyone, obviously seeing the pieces get picked up a bit after Ed leaving, there was a lot of fallout in terms of between people, but they just weren't. People had shell shock still. And there's me just going, hey guys, I need to learn all these songs. Just have loads of practices. I'm going on tour with you in like 3 weeks, and I haven't done any of these songs ever from my.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a difficult transition. And I think we both found that not just at the time that I joined and left, etc., but people gave us both of us stick for a while, a long while afterwards. So we've had it rough, and now we're taking it on together. I said, it's good. We're halving the burden.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's wicked.
And when you say people, you mean fans gave you stick?
Yeah, big time. I mean, you probably got a very different response to me, but it was still negative, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we both got quite a lot of grief from people, and people feeling like I'm letting them down, and then people feeling like Paul's. Well, I mean, to a bunch of people, it's because the timing was dreadful as well, in terms of when Paul stepped in was right at the start of the tour, which kind of I said that I would do, but then it got pulled out last minute, and basically a bunch of people didn't know that Paul was going to be there on a tour. They
got announced in Kerrang on the fourth show.
Oh, wow.
It was meant to be before we went, but My Chemical Romance broke up that week. Yeah. And so that kind of like took all the headlines, and our press agent said, no, we're holding a week. So we got to, I think it was Toulouse on the French part of the tour, where they're like, no, it's out now. Because during those first 4 shows, people were like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, genuinely.
I was getting tons of grief online as well from people saying, where the fuck are you? And why are you not here?
Yeah. Who's Paul?
I've been told them
So Paul, did you know the guys before joining, or?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I mean, I knew Joseph because he's from Reading as well. We sort of grew up in the same part of the band, sort of competitions and things. I have a band, the Roosh recording that. And his band still at the Symmetry at the time. So yeah, I've gotten really well with him. And Lex as well. Like he's kind of one of those really sociable type band members who he's got friends in a lot of bands who we spoke a lot at festivals and things. So yeah, I did some prints I think with you guys as well because we
did the project
company. So yeah, everyone through that. But then I'd never expected this opportunity to come up. And to be honest, when I got the call, I was like, it doesn't feel like this is the right move necessarily. It feels like this is a weird one. So I questioned it a lot when I was joining. Like, you sure there's nothing you can do to kind of resolve this or whatever? And I was like, no, we're going ahead. This is it. And the certain person that drove those decisions was definitely the catalyst for a lot of that.
And this is a person who's still in the band now.
No.
Oh, okay. I've just put 2 and 2 together. Cool. And Ed, like now that you're back, how does it feel?
Oh, it's been the best fun ever. I think so. Neither Paul and I have like massive egos about it. I don't think either of us
Yeah.
are like the most comfortable people being like the center of attention anyway.
Yeah.
And I think between the two of us, we both see it about like we find it quite stressful being vocalists.
Yeah.
And I think between us, we feel like we're kind of sharing the stress and burden of it, Paul, because it's hard doing this kind of these sort of vocals for like an hour. We do. I mean, our songs are long.
Yeah.
So there's been times where we've been doing like hour-and-a-half sets. It's just like you do that for 6 weeks, something's gonna go wrong at some point.
Do you always do the same bits, or do you like swap it up?
No, we have to be planned.
Yeah, it's kind of
a mess.
I guess the only like variation on that is when you lost your voice in France.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Like
That was so weird.
we were playing a show. It was for the Fragile Hope shows. We were playing in Paris. Morning of the show, I got in a van. All good. Got to the show. I'd lost my voice somehow.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
shit.
It wasn't like we were shouting or doing anything silly in the van. I think I was just happening to get ill at that particular point.
Yeah.
And got to sound check. Couldn't really make any noises. I tried to, didn't work. So I just had to stand at the back and watch. It was weird.
If you came on for like one song or two songs and did a couple of screams and stuff, it was just you just couldn't do it, could
scream.
you?
It was weird.
Yeah.
Voice just gone.
It's
Did a
so
Bez
weird.
danced around at the side?
It must have been like pretty rubbish, to be fair, because we've got all the way over there. I know loads of people like kind of hoping to see it. I was stressed out because I'd
You
spent
all of that, know everything.
a
Yeah.
year trying to remember not to sing parts, and then
Yeah.
kind of like dumping this out of my head, and then you've got to go and learn all this again. I was like, shit. So yeah, everyone was like, is it Sacré or whatever it is, the Cheshire Hills, not Sacré, that's
What are you saying, Paul?
Notre Dame.
No, that's
Anyway, no.
the big white one on the hill.
Sacre-Cœur.
They always call it that. They're Sacré-Cœur.
Sacre-Cœur. It's a big church.
Yeah, so everyone went
like
up there, and I was just like sat in the back room, kind of just crying deeply into lyric sheets. And
Oh god.
yeah,
It was. I think that night was pretty unfun for both of us in
yeah,
completely opposite but similar ways. In
yeah, it was just rubbish. Everyone.
Were you like
But-
stood at the side mouthing the lyrics back to Paul?
this
Doing
one,
hints.
no, I actually went and stood at the back and stood and watched it. It was quite a nice experience, actually.
Did you find out that you're actually pretty good live as a band?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was.
It's the first time you've seen yourselves without you there, though.
I remember at the end of Days and being like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
That's great.
It's only because obviously, I mean, in the period between when I wasn't singing in the band, I could never go and watch. It was too.
Horrible,
Too
yeah.
raw and yeah, I can
But
imagine.
that's the only time in our entire career of 17 years that I've seen our band play.
Yeah,
Quite liked it.
that's great.
Yeah.
Especially because you knew you could actually go back on the stage the next time rather than
Yeah, so there
not.
wasn't any like proper sadness. It was disappointing.
that's
but
good.
It wasn't like awful.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I could actually sit there and enjoy it, and it was like, yeah, this is great.
That's awesome. So I think that probably concludes the first section.
Section.
Hey!
Really?
Oh, okay.
A quick fire.
Quick fire
dissection.
dissection.
got a jingle.
Like the
Okay,
Beavis and Butthead style.
that's what we're going for.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hopefully, there's no copyright issues. Not quite sure.
Lawn Fest.
What
No
intellectual
idea.
property?
Yeah.
So the idea is the 6 categories. Yawn Fest is like just general standard questions you get in an interview. We've done some of them, but there's a few others. Yawn Fest for you. Everyone else will find it really interesting, obviously. 2 is forced fun, stupid questions. 3 is brutal. So that's like difficult questions to answer about stuff about the band, maybe.
Okay.
But hopefully not that difficult. 4 is Easter.
Because
Because
it comes out Good Friday.
on Good Friday.
Hooray!
Easter,
There's an Easter
for the
section.
Easter weekend.
5 is fan favorite. So a few fans have asked questions, so I'll ask some of those on their behalf.
Yeah, cool.
And 6 is track list. So we've taken the tracks off Loss and we've come up with questions related to the track names
Ooh, I like
rather than the actual tracks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone should
So
do
we
things like this.
are you ready to play dissection?
Just go,
You're
just go.
gonna be gutted that you spoke so much in the first section. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's
Quick
fine.
fire dissection.
Right, quick
Let's
fire
go, Si.
dissection. I'll go first. It's category number 5, fan favorites.
Whee.
Okay, question. This is from Rick. If you could re-record a song from your repertoire, he says, with the level you're at now, implying that you weren't as good, but now you're quite good, I guess. What song would you re-record? That's from a fan
Goes with his name.
called Rick. Go and get him.
Yeah.
Which song would you re-record now, if you could?
I would re-record Alive.
Crazy. That sounds great.
I think I think it could have been a lot better.
Oh, ouch.
Oh.
Alive.
Hey,
There you
so-
go.
It's only
Okay.
great.
Vocals.
Hopefully,
Oh,
Okay,
you
I think-
did that. Right.
I did that.
right.
Yeah.
I see.
I would go with something off Blessed and Cursed because I really hate how that mix sounds.
It's also you're 2 vocalists now, so you got someone to share the burden.
Let's say Corinne Lake. I love that song, and it'd be good to
Oh,
hear
so
it
good.
sounding and not
That is a
sounding
tune.
like absolute dog shit.
Nice.
So.
Great.
There you go,
Good
Rick.
answer, guys. Right. Question number 2. Matt, you're going to ask this. It is category number 1. Oh, Yawn Fest.
Oh, you're the best.
Sorry, guys.
Let's go with this question. Favorite gig memory?
Oh, hey.
Favorite ever gig memory?
London, A Fragile Hope. That was amazing. That was one of the best. I think we would all probably say that's the best gig we've ever had.
Was that
Gig.
the first one with you back, or
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Or
nice?
fourth show would be back.
Fourth show, but the
Yeah.
First tour.
Right. Yeah.
For me, probably be the coming off and for the encore on the Japanese show in Tokyo.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that as
And that.
well. Yeah, that was a proper like.
And people literally just be like, "Oh, we are more." Like, what the fuck? They know who we are.
We planned to do
Japanese guys are very enthusiastic.
They were. They're amazing as well.
When they like you, they show it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's great.
next one. Category number 4. It's Easter. Okay.
Easter.
Easter question. It's a shag, marry, kill. You know how shag, marry, kill works?
Yeah,
Okay. Shag, marry, kill. Bugs Bunny. Bucky O'Hare. Remember Bucky O'Hare?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. And Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, it's we Jack just grabbed it.
No, you
Um,
wouldn't.
Oh, you marry her, surely.
Oh, sorry. No,
Shag,
no,
marry, kill.
no, no.
Well, it's
No,
not, it's
I
your
know,
question,
no, no,
Paul. It's
no,
your
no,
question.
no.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'll
my
back off.
question.
I'll back off.
So I would shag just grabbed it. I would marry Bucky O'Hare because he's a fun lad.
And you kill the
Oh.
fuck out of Bugs
I'd
Bunny.
kill Bugs Bunny because he's an annoying little prick.
Yeah. And he's notoriously very hard to kill as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he'd get it.
You
He'd
know
get
from the
theirs.
cartoons.
Yeah.
He'd be
It'll be a
like-
lot of fun and a lot of work.
Yeah.
Bucky
With
has
Cotswold
to be a life
shears.
companion, so that's all good.
Ed, what's yours? Same?
I was exactly the same.
There you go.
Nice.
That's why you should be singing together. Right, next category. Matt, for you, it's category 2, forced fun.
Yeah.
What's fun? Right. Okay. The album is called Loss, as we all know. But would you rather lose your keys, your wallet, or your phone forever?
Forever.
You
What
can't.
did you do?
You can't get it back, and you have to.
You can never have a
what-
phone again. You'll
Or
never be able to
keys.
get into your car or your house ever again.
unless
you can't get a new
someone
one.
else lets you in.
Or with your wallet, I guess you won't have any money in theory.
Yeah. Well,
I think I
it's in
would rather lose my wallet because I can use my phone with Apple monies.
But
Yeah.
you're never going to
Ah.
drink again in America. That's
I still got my passport because it's in the house.
And you can't carry any small pictures of your family anywhere.
I ordered my phone anyway.
Oh.
No,
We've had this
right,
question
yeah.
before.
Yeah, this is the one that gets asked every interview everywhere.
Yeah, this is the boring. It should be in Yawn Fest.
What about you, Ed?
I would agree. There's some logic to what Paul's saying
Wallet.
there.
Yeah,
You guys are so good
go with
together.
that.
Okay, category number 5, Matt. Oh no, it's my go. Fan favorites. Okay, so Jorge said, "Would you ever tour LATAM, which is Latin America?"
I'd love to.
I mean, absolutely yes, but
You haven't yet, I guess. I guess that's what I was
to go
asking.
there first.
Needs to be asked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Jorge will come if you do.
Yeah, he'll be there.
So he'll be there.
if you were paying for the flights and visas, we are on it.
Is that all it
What-
takes?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
price of a flight, right?
No venue
Yeah.
booking.
We're going.
Hey, I'll pay for you guys to come to Dalston if you'll play our balcony.
Yeah, let's do it.
How's that
I'll
sound?
pay for the taxi.
Yeah, I'll pay for the Uber.
What Jorge's done there is he's broken the classic rule of asking a question where you want a detailed answer, giving you a yes or no possibility there.
Yeah. That's
Or
a
Latam? Yeah.
human mistake, isn't it?
Quick for us though. That's fine. Quick fire.
Yep. Roll the dice,
Matt, Matt, question section 2, forced fun again.
Oh, force fun again. If you could only listen to one band for the rest of your life, who is it?
Oh,
It can't be your own band.
Can't be you.
no, I don't want it to be mine.
Can't be
but-
your, yeah.
Oh man,
That's hard.
I think Thrice maybe.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, even the later stuff.
Christ is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I think there's loads of merits in the later stuff.
Really
But
good.
they're never coming on the podcast.
Oh, my
I saw them with Refused at Shepherd's Bush, like just before.
Yeah, I saw that
lockdown.
tour.
It was
It's
fun.
so good, man. Good, really good
Yeah,
set
yeah.
list.
Yeah.
I'd maybe go with Envy. I love that band.
Oh, so can I skip it to a question?
Skip to a question.
So, I'm
Number
just,
7,
hey,
skip
I'm in
the
charge of
question.
the dial. Do whatever the fuck I want. No, can I skip on track list? I was going to ask the beginning of Tateishi sounds loads like an Envy song. Just
Cool.
the way in which it starts. I was going to ask: is Envy a band you enjoy? That was
Oh
it.
yeah, a lot of those really love it, so.
Love Envy, but you both
So what
looked
you
at me
done-
like, oh, does it sound like one of their songs? Didn't realize.
What you did there, Si, is you basically did a Jeopardy. You've heard the answer first, and then found out the question.
Oh, I did.
Roll the die. Roll
Yeah,
the
sorry,
dice.
that was.
We've-
God, that's
we've
really
got
knocked
like
me off
4
course.
minutes. We've got
That's
like
really
5
knocked me off
minutes.
course. That quick, come on, let's go. Brutal.
Ooh.
It's my go, isn't it?
your go,
Who is the worst vocalist out of you two?
Me,
Ah,
definitely me.
no.
And reason why, and it's not just a case of well, maybe because I want to take the back. I don't have the feel in my voice that it does. So we're quite an emotional band with what we do, and I think
Talking
that,
shit.
that's a lot to do with our lyrics and stuff like that. If you can't put that over in
Yeah.
the way, in the best way, the two of us say, I'm still all right. I'm okay. I'm legit. But
I like you, Paul. I like you.
It's like-
I think
you're a
thank
nice
you so
guy.
much. Thanks, guys.
I don't care what Ed says about you. I think you're a nice guy.
Ed is a better vocalist. He has a lot more in his voice, a lot more uniqueness. I'm just quite
So-
a run-of-the-mill.
No, I lose my voice a lot. I'm not very good.
What if you had to go sort of the heavy vocals to the sort of more melodic? Is one better than the other, or is it just all Ed?
It's just
Ed on both.
normal for us.
Look, I'm
It's
just gonna say that this. I think we're both fairly similar on a technical perspective in terms of like how good we are and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think really we're getting into fairly subjective territory.
Let's roll the dice, I.
Yeah,
Let's roll the dice,
Oh.
quick.
They've gone. That's called a cop out.
Roll-
Okay, Matt, it's Easter again. Category 4.
Oh, Easter. Okay.
Yeah.
To the closest million, how many chocolate bunnies are produced each year for Easter?
That's a good question,
28 million.
Matt.
How many?
Ooh.
28 million.
28. Okay. What you?
I'm going to pay 110 million.
Oh, you did.
Oh, Paul wins this round.
Oh,
You won the-
yeah.
You won the last one, Ed, with your better singing, but Paul got the closest to the bunnies. It's 90 million a year.
Whoa.
90 million
Whoa.
chocolate bunnies.
That's crazy.
Sub question:
Whoa.
What bit do you eat first? Where do you go with an Easter bunny?
Oh, it is.
Is definitely is.
I don't eat chocolate.
Oh no!
Whoa! That's a wow. The fans are
Mic
going
drop,
crazy.
walk off.
Why? Why not, Paul?
It's always played a bit of havoc with my throat. I have coughing fits
Ah.
and stuff.
That's
So
fair
I'm a
enough.
bit pathetic really. Is it?
An-
I can't
an
wait to see the
allergy.
headlines in Kerrang tomorrow.
It won't print
Paul
that.
Devil's
Oh, yeah.
Soul doesn't eat
I'm going to
chocolate.
write that down. Paul allergic
We're gonna-
to chocolate. There we
We're
go.
going to earn £1 by selling that story on to all the.
Yeah, let's
seasons.
sell that. Sell that to everyone. Roll the
okay.
dice, I.
I rolled the dice. Category number 6, track list. I'm going to go with. Hold on, I need to move you guys out of the way. Track list question. Okay, so the first track is called Ardor. That means, I think, passion or being passionate about something, right?
Yeah.
Aside from music, is there anything else that you guys are super passionate about in your personal lives?
Oh,
Pause
What
into
are you into?
cricket.
I play cricket and I love mowing the lawn.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
play
Oh,
cricket or
love
do you just
mowing
like
the-
watching it?
Go hand in
No,
hand.
I play cricket. I play it as well.
And
I play
Cotswolds.
Great Rissington Cricket Club, which we have many celebrity members, and I am not one of them.
I started snowboarding about
Oh, great.
4 years ago, and it's like my favorite thing ever. It's the
Amazing.
best.
It did give you COVID, but it's still you still like it. You're still into it.
I feel like it. I mean, I can't blame snowboarding for COVID.
Yeah, that's
Two
true.
very different
Yeah,
sports.
same.
It explains why one of you wears your cap backwards and one wears their cap forwards. This makes sense now.
If I do that, I can't see the cricket ball falling from the sky during the day every 5 seconds.
But we've got
Right,
2
here we
minutes.
go. 2
Quick
minutes,
fire,
quick, go.
come
I'm going to not say one because it's Yawn Fest. I'm going to go for another forced fun question, Matt.
Yeah, forced fun. Okay, here we go. I've got all of the forced fun. Right. If you could go back in time and get rid of anyone from history, who would it be?
But
And it can't be Hitler. Can't be Hitler. And it can't be Paul, Ed. It can't.
Which one? Samples or?
Oh, yeah, not the sample guy.
Oh my god, who would I erase from existence? I mean, we're getting into tricky territory in the sense that
A
Yeah.
lot of
You
people
could-
listen
you
to this, guys. You could get in trouble.
I wasn't sure that you could ruin your own life pretty easily.
Yeah.
Unforeseen
diplomatic.
consequences.
I don't know if I hate anyone enough.
Florence
Maybe.
Nightingale, maybe?
Yeah, she's a fucker. Isn't she?
Ooh, horrible.
Maybe Captain. No, no. I'm trying to. Maybe the bellend that started COVID. The bat that someone ate.
Oh, the bat.
person that ate
Ed
the
started
bat.
COVID.
What about the
That was
person that
Ed.
made the soup bat? That was. It's surely worse. Who's making bat soup?
I mean, that's it. That's the person. That's bat
Right.
suit. Batshit crazy man. Like is
Yeah.
the person. Kill him. Dead.
I'm not even vegan or anything, but I hate bat soup. I hate the idea of it. Wouldn't touch it. Right. Have we got time for one more? One more die?
One more?
Quick
One more.
die.
Okay, one more, and then we'll let you go. That's your
Let you go.
prize. For winning the game, you're allowed to leave.
You
Yeah.
have to win.
But you do have to win, and you haven't, so you're staying forever. It's another track list question. Apart from aforementioned sample guy, there's one of the tracks is called "The Narcissist." Who's the most narcissistic in the band?
Hey, you
want to
called for
finish on?
track it.
Yeah, you did that, not us.
You knew the dissection would have a section about.
who is
track
now
lists.
the most narcissistic in the band? Now,
I'm just gonna take it. I'm the most narcissistic in the band. I'll take
very
it.
kind
I'll
of
take the
you.
hit for the team. I'll take
That's
it.
You
good.
have
you.
great hair, Paul.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's very narcissistic of you, Paul. It's always about you, isn't it?
Oh, it is all about me.
Well, what a great place to wrap that up.
That's great.
Thank you very much, guys. This has been
Thank you
great.
so much.
Oh,
Cheers,
it was
cheers.
loads of fun. Thanks,
We've
guys.
enjoyed it.
Cheers. Thank
It
you.
will be out on Friday. We'll tag you in all the posts and stuff.
April
if you're happy
9th.
to share it on your channels and stuff, that would be
I don't know if
amazing.
we can share it. I don't know if we've like dug ourselves a hole.
Ah, don't-
You don't have to. You don't have to. Don't
No,
worry.
we will share
Okay.
it. We will share it.
If you don't want it, if you don't want us to put it up, just send your lawyers. It'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. We can be
Send
paid
us
off
the
pretty
money.
easily.
Just send us the money.
It only cost
Nah,
you
it's
100
good.
grand. That's all. And there it was. I like how you.
And there it was.
I like how it's by brutality, yes, but you've called the title of the track "May Contain Metal Theme Song." That's what it is.
That's what
it
I've
is.
got it down as.
That's what
I've
it's
got it saved
called.
as. Right.
That's why.
So there,
Go on.
there you have. I hope you enjoyed both of those sections, especially dissection, because that's going to be a recurring theme. I think some bands will be. We would just do dissection with them, but the other bands we have a little interview. So thanks for listening. Next week is normal service.
Yep.
Normal service. We're back with what's the episode called? 29, Si.
Well, it's episode 31. You've gone back in time.
No, okay, from 29.
Oh,
What's
sorry.
the one? from
I don't know.
21.
I never write them down. You write them down. I have no idea what it's called.
It's The Legend of the Green Penguin in the Club of Eagles.
I forgot about that. Yeah. The Legend of the Green Penguin in the Club of Eagles.
Eagles?
Yeah,
How
very
have they got a
strange.
club?
So that will
Very strange.
resume normal
Good band.
resumes next week.
They were a grunge band, weren't they? If I
They were a
remember
grunge band,
rightly. Yeah, very good
So
song.
next week we'll have homework as per usual. We'll have our hot sauce review with Lou from Lou's Brews.
Yep.
We'll
Lou's
have
back.
messages
Lou's back next week.
section. We've got 2 weeks worth of messages backed up, ready to talk to you
Ooh.
about. So many
We've
messages.
also got homework where we do the most metal, non-metal cover.
That was it. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
reminding me. And then band name generator and the reviews. We've got loads of reviews. Lots of stuff will have come
8,
out.
like usual.
Yeah. And that's what the episode is.
But no, thanks for listening. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Subscribe, like. I don't know. Give us 5 stars if you like it. 5 stars if you hate it. We don't mind as long as it's 5.
Yeah, as long as it's 5 stars. Oh, what about if people are indifferent to it, Matt?
Just don't review it.
No, 5 stars.
Oh, 5 stars. Okay, yeah, that works. That works better. No, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed chatting to Devil Sold His Soul there.
Yeah,
Good
they were
times.
really, really very lovely gentlemen and good fun.
Yep. And don't forget
Good
to check
spirits.
out our YouTube, where more YouTube-only content will be popping up from time to time. So subscribe over there as well.
YouTube-only content will pop up in a non-committal time frame.
Yes,
Soon.
that's kind of what I said.
Yeah, no, I know. That was the
From time to time. No, but yeah. Yes, but no. Check out everything and have a good day.
Yeah, happy Good Friday.
Good night.